Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. I just wanted to show you what we did yesterday. We actually started out with a bare parking lot. This is the pad that Johnny made for me. It's been 2 years ago. And yeah, this is where our cellar came from. So our root cellar / storm shelter, which is over there. I'm gonna do a separate video on it. We finally got it finished, the doors on. It's got a few additions to make inside, like some shelving, but it's ready to go. Anyway, we had Johnny put this wall in. I had these blocks for over a year, and it was either wet or Johnny was busy, just hard to get the two lined up, but we finally got them in. And it made a nice retaining wall. It keeps the rock, you know, up here on the land, and it's not spreading out through the yard. And people came in when we had this parking pad, kept them from driving off of that. But anyway, this is our 32 by 48 foot workshop, and the trusses are laying out there. And I had Mose Petershine, one of his boys, and then our three, Ike and Isaac and Jackson. And then we had some surprise. We had three brothers show up, the Wob brothers, and Sean and his two brothers, and they just came by. And they were unloading, sold some cattle up in Kirksville area, and asked if they'd come by and hang out for a while. And it just worked out. Just when Mose got here, I went and got him. Amish, you need to go pick him up, and it's a long distance. Just got him here, and Mose kind of had the batting boards up on the corners here, getting the thing squared out. You can see there's one of our cedar boards. He put a string around it and got it square, and got the skid steer with the digger on it and started. I think we had we had all the corners. We had all the three sides dug when the Wob brothers got here. And so we're using a 2x12 for the base. That's CCA, and Mose miscounted by one. So we got to pick that up on Tuesday. But we got all the nailers for the 10 put on. There's the double headers. So there's double 2x10s side by side at the very top, and that's what's going to hold up our trusses, which are on 4-foot centers. Excuse me. They're pre-engineered. I actually bought the trusses from an Amish fellow. He's making them out there, and because their labor is cheaper and their overhead, they don't have all the heavy equipment. It's amazing what they do with gasoline powered motors. I mean, they can lift, they got hoists out there that can lift tons, big I-beams up in the top of their barns. I mean, they just figure it out. But Mose and the Wob brothers and R3 and me, we put a hammer on this. We didn't start on it till, I didn't get Mose here till 10:30. And anyway, in basically 3/4 of a day, we got all this framed up, and we're ready for trusses. So we got the metal being cut at the metal store, and the roof's going to be kind of a mauve white, and then the sides, Jen, I think she went out and changed the colors already again once. I'm not sure, but you'll see when it's done. But we got 4 10x10 doors on the front. I wanted the bigger doors, the Dodge truck, the farm truck, and my personal, I call it Sunday truck, the good truck. I don't take it out on the farm much. They've got the big wide mirrors that stick out, and I didn't want to knock a mirror off. And then there'll be a room here, if we want, we can park the tractor in here in the wintertime. Jan, she doesn't have to scrape her windows anymore. And we're gonna wait a while, because we got to fill that in back there with rock and let that settle, and eventually we will have a concrete floor in here, but not right away. There's a lot of rocks got to be hauled in here. So I'll have Johnny get his skid steer and just keep packing rock in there until it stops at the top of that board. And then I'll have him pack it. And Isaac had a pretty good idea. We're probably going to take some of that big heavy fiberglass rods we've got and build a retaining wall back there on the back. Drive those rods in, you know, 5-6 feet, and then put CCA boards on this side of them. That'll hold your rock from going on down that hill back there. You can see there was quite a bit of fall off on it. I mean, there's 3 foot of air right there. It's got to be filled up. But anyway, we made a big first step. We're excited to have a workshop finally and have an area just to park our vehicles. You know, it's 15 below zero in the morning. You got to scrape snow and ice off your vehicle just to get the doors open. This will be pretty nice. And we're going to put a wood stove in it. Of course, it won't be going all the time. And each one of these bays, I'm going to put a floor drain in it. So if you pull in, you've got water and ice froze on your vehicle. Each center is going to be tapered a little bit to get the water. If you want to sweep the water, it'll probably just drain to the floor drains and out the back. That's the idea. And then our side door, our personal entry door, is going to be right here on the side. I've got some work to do here. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty good hillside right here. That's where it's going to go, is right there. So we got to build this up and get it basically a little mini pad built right here, so we have a way to get to the door without falling off this hill right here. But yeah, it just takes time, and it does take some money to do it. This is not something that I would have done starting out. I didn't have the money to do it. I wasn't going to go get a loan to do it. So, you know, you just kind of grow as you accumulate, and some of the things that you make life a little nicer as you get older, you can get some of those things, but you don't want to do that starting out. You'll go broke. You can't expect your livestock, your fledgling livestock operation, to support, you know, an excess standard of living, and not starting out. And so this is something that I've always wanted, and now we're going to have our own. It's going to be 32 by 48. So it's plenty big enough for what we want. Plus we've got the workshop down there. That's going to empty out a lot of the stuff. We're going to put pegboard so you can hang all of our tools out here. Kind of open up that little shop down there. It's just packed full of stuff. We'll have an air compressor out here. I might even have room now to get a welder. You know, I don't have a welder. And there's times it'd be darn nice to have a welder. I do have a cutting torch, but I don't have a welder. So I kind of like playing around with welding. I'm not very good at it, but most of the time I can make the weld hold if I, you know, prep the metal right and get the angles and everything. And there's things on the farm, you know, it's just handy to be able to do something like that. But it's cold this morning. Look at the frost on that. Yeah, that's frost on our house. Got the wood stove cranking this morning, and that felt wonderful. The sun's coming out today. It's going to be a beautiful day. And Jan and I are going to take the puppies, the dogs, and we're going to head over to one of our farms. One of our lease farms just ate up with these little bitty cedar trees. There must be 1,000 of them down this fence line. Jan is a cedar cutting fiend. I mean, give her pups and her dogs, and she'll cut cedars half the day. Just don't let her get hungry. She gets hungry, she gets meaner than a snake. You gotta keep Jan fed. It's just part of the deal, man. I found that out when we first started dating many years ago. Don't let her get hungry. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of here. And yeah, I'll try and keep you all up to progress on this as we go along. And we're excited to have our workshop. And I want to thank the Wob brothers again, Sean, and I wish I had a I could remember the other two brothers, but you all know who I'm talking about. You all are unbelievable workers, and we appreciate it. And thanks so much for stopping by yesterday. Anyway, y'all have a good one, and hit that subscribe button on the way out if you would, and we'll see you next time.